Color guard, advance. Scout salute. Color guard, post the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
2. Scout sign. Please join me in the Scout oath. On my honor,
I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
2. Color guard at ease, troop at ease. May see you.
Good evening. My name is Dan Higgins. I'm the Scoutmaster of Troop 159. I would like to welcome you to this Eagle Scout Court of Honor. This is an occasion for pride and joy, as well as a time for serious reflection. The Eagle Scout rank is the highest recognition that Scouting offers to a Boy Scout. It is earned through the advancement program, and only a small percentage of boys who begin in Scouting are recognized for this honor. The wearer of the Eagle Scout Award is the epitome of Scouting's best efforts and beliefs. Tonight, we have the pleasure of seeing Rishi reach the climax of his Scouting efforts when he joins the elite company of Eagle Scouts. I invite the Eagles to escort Rishi to the stage. And at this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Tull, who will be our Master of Ceremonies for this Eagle Scout Court of Honor.
Good evening. By the authority vested in me by the Boy Scouts of America, I now declare this Court of Honor in session. Today, we have the honor and pleasure of recognizing Rishi for his achievement of attaining the rank of Eagle Scout. This is a serious and important matter. In full awareness of the challenge of these times, the parents and leaders of this Eagle Scout have labored long and faithfully to develop him to be alert and to participate in citizenship throughout the Scouting program. His efforts culminate tonight in the presentation of the Eagle Scout Badge. The success of these efforts will become evident in the way this Eagle Scout will set his social pattern for all of the lives that he may touch. Democracy is a fresh conquest for every generation. When a boy becomes an Eagle Scout, there is something within him, that's something that we call the spirit of scouting. This single lit candle before you represents that spirit. Because the spirit of scouting embodies the principles of the Scout Oath and Scout Law, it becomes a shining beacon of inspiration. Alone, this light may seem feeble, but when multiplied by the more than 3.5 million scouting souls around the world, it is powerful indeed. After a boy enters scouting, the Scout Law that he promises to obey begins to guide his life. One by one, using the flame from the spirit of scouting, we shall light the symbols of each of the Scout Law. There are 12 parts. Each is an important foundation in the building of strong character. To assist me, I am now asking for Eagle Scouts Arjun, Keval, and Pratyush to please come up and join me.
A scout is trustworthy. A scout is loyal. A scout is helpful. A scout is friendly. A scout is courteous. A scout is kind. A scout is obedient. A scout is cheerful. A scout is thrifty. A scout is brave. A scout is clean. And a scout is reverent.
In the Scout Oath, the young scout promises, upon his honor, to do his best to do his duty.
First, to God and his country. Second, to other people by helping them at all times.
Third, to himself by keeping himself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
You can now see how the light from the spirit of scouting is beginning to grow, multiply, and become brighter. Thank you, Eagle Scouts. Part of my favorite part of the Eagle Scout ceremonies is the part when we have certain guest speakers who generally have some wonderful stories to share of varying different degrees based off of their experience of watching the Scouts grow. The first of our two guest speakers this evening is Assistant Scoutmaster Jane, and I'd like to invite him to please come forward.
Rishi and his parents, I'm honored to be here today and be part of this special occasion. So thank you for inviting me. We've known Rishi and most of the boys in his patrol for over 14 years now as part of the either Cub Scout journey or the Boy Scouts or even the elementary school. The two qualities that actually stand out to me about Rishi are dedication and sincerity. And I have a couple of examples of those. I'll talk about those. And this is indicated by how he has participated in various troop activities over the years. He has over 65 nights of campouts, and I think over 200 miles of hiking under his belt while with this troop. One of my earlier memories of Rishi is from June 2001, when these fresh scouts were attending the closing ceremony at Lost Pines after the very first 7 long days of summer camp. And as expected, we parents of these first-year scouts were fussing over how these young scouts could have managed this blistering heat and carrying weight and traveling from one campsite to another campsite, which is typically a mile across. So we were, at least the parents of these younger scouts were just doting over the small kids and say, hey, are you okay? But I think they were fine. It was here where we were all present, and we were near the LPSR mess hall, and they were having the closing ceremony. And it's a flag ceremony, and they were awarding some awards to some scouts. And it's here that they announced the winner of the honor camper to Rishi. This award is given to only one camper from each troop who exemplifies scouting spirit and positive attitude and stands out from the other scouts in his troop. I think that was an early indication of what this young scout was like and his future path. I was one of the 2 assistant scoutmasters assigned to Rishi's patrol when he joined Troop 159. So therefore, I had quite a few interactions with Rishi, whether it was about rank advancements or service projects or campouts. Rishi has held many troop positions, and my favorite was his being the troop guide, a scout who acts as a mentor to scouts who just joined the troop. He is key in making sure that these young scouts who are just joining the troop feel welcome to the troop and also make progress in the requirements with his help. I think Rishi did a splendid job, even though he himself was a very young scout at the time. I think he was first-class scout at that time. He did not stop there, and in the very next elections, he ran for SPL. He got an SPL position in the troop at that time, I think, which he did extraordinarily well. And I think Mr. Higgins may have some more tidbits to add to that when he was an SPL. Further on, Miss Maria Tolomo, she was another assistant scoutmaster with the troop, suggested that we adults should conduct something called a Dharma merit badge, and it's for scouts primarily from the Hindu faith in our troop. So we conducted the merit badge in July of 2013. Rishi and some of the scouts from the Hindu faith were part of that merit badge. So in the last code of honor, I must tell something very, very nice. He said, while we are helping the scouts or guiding them, we actually helping ourselves and also learning quite a few things on our own. And conducting that Dharma merit badge was one such experience. So before we adults could answer and prepare for teaching them, I think we came across situations which we not thought about. We were taking certain things for granted or not even bothering to look into it. So we ourselves had to learn before we could teach them that merit badge. So it was a kind of an eye-opener to us also. So though he is a dedicated and sincere scout and has done a lot of troop activities, frequently Rishi would forget what his personal stuff is. So an example of that is, most campouts, if you're there, and if you find a water bottle lying around, or a cap lying around, or a mess kit lying around, or even a tent cover lying around, you first have to ask Rishi, is it yours? Most likely the answer is yes, it's yes. So one more campout, I was not part of the camp. Oh, yes, this one I was there. Rishi was asked to bring eggs. So Rishi was asked to bring eggs for his patrol on the campout. So his patrol is about 6 kids, and one would say that he will bring 6 eggs, maybe 12. No. Some of you might say, no, he bought 24 eggs. 26 eggs? 48 eggs? I remember he trudging a trolley. And in that trolley were a stack of blue cartons I guess there were about 6 of them, each containing about 2 dozen eggs. And I think that was the last camp out when anybody brought eggs. Eggs never appeared in camp on menu after that. The second thing about Rishi was, I think he thinks that stakes, the tent stakes, are mere ornaments. They should not be carried, they add extra weight to your backpack. And the reason I think that is, in one of the campouts, this is the one I was not part of. The scouts had gone with Mr. Jensen to Austin Boat Club, and they had a sailing campout. And that night, it rained so heavily that some of the campouts had to leave the tents and sleep in the trailer. Next morning, it was reported that one of the tents was found floating in the lake. So I can guess, you can guess who's the tent belonged to. It was Rishi's tent, and a lot of people claim that was the high wind, which is the reason. I think it was not the high wind, it was just lack of stakes. So as I mentioned earlier, Rishi has over 200 miles of hiking under his belt, and out of which I think 100 of them were done in Philmont in 2015. Which we did in June, July. So all these I did 9 shakedowns to prepare ourselves. So and each of these shakedowns we try to carry as much weight as we could to practice. And in the actual trek, we were carrying close to 75 pounds of weight on our backpack, on our back for about 10, 11 days. And at this time, yes, they look bulky enough to carry 75 pounds, but I assure you, 2 years back, they didn't look like this. So it was quite an achievement for them to be able to manage those 10, 11 days carrying so much weight. And as I said, we had 9 shakedowns, and I think he only missed once. He was dedicated on getting himself fit and be able to do the 12-day hike. So with all these preparations, these shakedowns, the documentations, and his previous experience with the floating tent, we reached Philmont. And that year turned out to be the wettest year at Philmont. People say that when you reach the Philmont base camp, it's so dry and with so many scouts there, it's like a dust storm, which is happening there all the time. But that year it turned out that it had grass and was growing about a foot tall. So it was a nice experience for us. But at the same time, it was the wettest season at Philmont. So after day 2 and 3, it was raining so heavily. One of the tents complained that they were leaking. So it turned out to be Rishi's tent. And on further investigation, it turned out that, hey, when you're pitching a tent, then you put about 4 or 6 stakes to hold the tent, and then you put another 4 or 6 stakes to hold the rain flies into the water, which is done in cement. So after his previous experience with the floating tent, he decided to carry 10 stakes, but he carried maybe 2 or 3. So that was the reason his tent had leaks, and then he was forced to buy extra stakes at the next campsite. But the point is, it was a it was a very tough trek, and the guys were young and not built that well. And he did have a couple of struggles in the shakedowns, but at the trek, I'm telling you, he would put his head down and march the whole day. Right? It's not easy to hike 12, 11 miles, and he never complained. He never once gave us a chance to say, you know what, will you be able to do it? He just did it. Right? He never stopped. He never complained. And I think it shows that he was dedicated. He put his mind to it. He was able to do it. So, all fun aside, I think it was a remarkable trip. I think he learned in the trek. He was able to push himself and achieve where I think a lot of people would have given up. So I commend him for not giving up and doing his best and finishing the trek. And I know some of these adults would not accompany you in the trek, would not acknowledge it. But the days you would slack behind a little bit, It was the best days for us adults that gave us breathing space. We don't want to acknowledge it, but yeah. So anyway, it was a nice trek, and I hope you enjoyed it too. On a serious note, I know some of you may know he had a health scare, and he also had a bad accident last year. So we're glad that he came out well, and hopefully he came out much stronger than he were before. And we hope that you be strong and you can continue to carry your starting spirit. And once again, I want to thank you for letting me be part of your starting journey, and hopefully there was something I was able to give to you in this journey. And wish you all the best from us and all the Scout Masters at this trip. Thank you.
Thank you, ASM Jane. Rishi, just as a brief side note, I've been involved in scouting since I was 7. I won't have you do the math for how long that has been. But congratulations, that is quite possibly the first time that I have heard a patrol being equipped with 144 acres. I would now like to invite ASM Mr. Block to please come in and join and share a few other comments with us as well. Oh, Rishi.
Yeah, I was all that camp out. I spent most of the afternoon boiling eggs. Which was fine, because we stayed at the campsite a little bit longer than we expected. So everybody had boiled eggs for the afternoon. So Rishi was just planning ahead. Always. His scale of proportions didn't increase dramatically after that. I think he also was the one who brought 40 pounds of potatoes. That was, yeah. Didn't you lead to the great French fry debacle, bacon fry debacle? We're going to blame him anyway. Yeah, Rishi was with us at Philmont for 100 miles, and like Mr. James said, I saw him tired and wet and beat down and blisters. Jeez, every morning I'd set up shop and take care of blisters. And he never quit. Never quit. And, when he got hurt, he just moved on. He kept going. And I think that it's that kind of personality and perspective that's led him to be an Eagle. I'm not an Eagle Scout. I never had that. Right? Rishi's beat me at this. Now, he never did beat me at hot sauce, but it's that kind of dedication that I saw throughout all of his scout. When he was SPL and had to lead a bunch of people, a bunch of young men, that was dedication to get through it. Troop guide, teaching young scouts how to do things. That's a hard one to pull off. And Rishi's personality through the whole thing was just do it. He probably was complaining about us in his head, but he never let it show on his face. Right? He just trudged along. And I think it's important that we recognize that over the past few years, as he's grown, matured, and become quite an impressive young man, that it has always been through his dedication and work. And I won't say that I haven't seen Rishi decide the activity was over a little bit earlier than we thought the activity was over. But when he was reminded, he would stand up and keep going. When his shoulder was sore from shooting shotguns, just kept going. Right? So he's the kind of young man that the troop needs, the kind of young man that I think is a good example to the younger scouts coming in. And I'm honored to be able to say a few words about you. Thank you for letting me be here.
the ceremony. Rishi was inducted into a special honor society that is part of Boy Scouts called the Order of the Arrow, and we have a special ceremony with which to recognize his achievements this evening. So as the lights dim and we prepare for the setup of the Order of the Arrow ceremony, we invite for you guys to please listen, relax, and enjoy the show.
I have led my braves to the summit of this mountain to show you the rewards of the climb along the trail. We have come in a long journey from our camp. When you began this trip as a young Cub Scout many years ago, you had this mountaintop as your goal. But now, you have reached the summit, the realm of the Eagle.
This scout, after reaching the rank of first class, has worked diligently and sought valuable counsel from many leaders. He has received advice and encouragement from many capable leaders along his trip.
Before admitting the scout to the realm of the Eagle, I must have assurance that this scout has served faithfully in his troop and has demonstrated leadership to younger scouts and is entitled to wear the wings of the Eagle. Scoutmaster Higgins, has your Eagle candidate completed the requirements?
Yes, he has.
Scout Rishi, you have worked to the point that you're about to become an Eagle. But first, listen to the wisdom of the winds.
I am the spirit of the east wind. I represent the common law, duty to God and to country. Trustworthy, loyal, helpful. These are the traits that we must possess. See that we do not lose these blessings.
As the spirit of the west wind, I represent the law of equity. Friendly, courteous, kind. These are the laws that breathe of conscience. They create the atmosphere that comes from within your heart. They bring the desire for you to always be a friend to those of all ages, young and old alike. They tell you to be courteous to those who pass along your trail. Cast away the harmful spirits of unfriendliness and selfishness.
I am the spirit of the south wind. I represent the civil law, your duty to others and to self. Obedience, cheerfulness, and thrift are the characteristics of civility. A life of cheerful obedience is necessary in the development of a true citizen. Obedience is something everyone must learn, to take orders and carry them out cheerfully. Real thrift means earning and spending wisely, saving and giving to those less fortunate.
I am the spirit of the north wind, the most powerful of all. I represent the divine law, brave, clean, and reverent. To be brave is to be unselfish. To be clean in mind and body is to be pure in heart. Cast from your mind and body any evil spirit that attempts to weaken or destroy the divine law. Live a life of reverence. Be brave and clean.
As you climbed along the trail, the badges changed. As your abilities grew,